Hey, what's going on, all my gamers, all my gacha gamers, and also all my fighting game gamers? So, I was looking through this, the round table discussion, because I really thought it was going to be some kind of Street Fighter and Zelda Zone Zero collab announcement. It's not just yet. So far, right now, it's just them talking and stuff like that. But I really did want to talk about the connection or at least the connection I feel between the gacha games and fighting game community. I know Tectone and Gacha Smack were really talking about this, and they had their whole discussion, but I wanted to have my own how fighting games and gacha games connect in my case. So if you guys watch my videos, or if you guys have ever seen any of my videos, like the intros or at least stayed for the outros, you guys know that I take a lot of inspiration from fighting games, because my intro, which you probably saw at the beginning of this video, my intro is my favorite character, some of my favorite characters from Guilty Gear Strive and Xrd. And the outro is always either Elfelt or Bikins, which are my favorite characters from Guilty Gear Strive. But man, I always felt like there was a big connection between fighting games and gacha games, because I I myself played both for the longest time. No, I don't want to say the longest time, because I actually wasn't that deep into, I wasn't in the fighting game for the longest time. I was I think this year is when I really focused on gacha games. So the year before that was, I think, about 2 years when I was steadily playing fighting games, because I was playing a lot of League of Legends and stuff like that and shooting games, so I never really put time into fighting games. But I eventually got into Strive, and from there it just kind of grew. It was like it just like scratched something in my brain. It's mostly just the whole not playing as a team, which is probably the worst part about League of Legends for me, is I hate playing with other teammates. But when it came to fighting games, it was just you and the opponent, and I really like that. But more than anything, I really like the combos, which is really how do you say it? It's really something that a lot of gacha games have actually had in their games. So like you have PGR and you have Wuthering Waves, and I think now Zenless Zone Zero, where combos and stuff like that, you could do really flashy things with your characters. So I could kind of see why a fighting game person would be interested in gacha games, especially more combat oriented ones. Now it's even funny too, because if you guys have played Honkai Impact 3rd, the Honkai Impact 3rd Part 2, there's even a character in there that I feel like I mean, I don't want to say that they completely ripped it off from Bridget from Guilty Gear, but they have a character with a bunch of yo-yos that she fights with, and honestly, I like her better than Bridget. I fucking hate Bridget. I wish they would remove her from the game. I think she's stupidly broken, but that's neither here nor there. And to this, I actually was surprised that Street Fighter was picked for the collaboration with Zenless Zone Zero, just because, in my opinion, I feel like Guilty Gear is probably a better fit. But I also heard some points that Gacha Smack said, where he said that Street Fighter was like the first to do a lot of things, especially like bursts and ultimates and stuff like that. But I guess it's just like the serious not serious way Guilty Gear is. If anyone has ever played a Guilty Gear game or has watched the Guilty Gear story mode, because you don't really play the story mode, you just kind of watch it. You can see how there's like serious moments, but then there's like weird moments. The lore's kind of weird and it's deep, and it's just, Earth was gonna get destroyed by Ramlethal, but then Sin introduced a cheeseburger to her, and so because of that, the world was saved, and she didn't want to attack humanity anymore. It's a lot of weird shit, but it's just the kind of stuff that I think would work well with Zenless Zone Zero. But another thing I wanted to say is that there's actually games that are gacha games for fighting games. if anyone plays Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, they have a gacha game. It's supposed to be like Grand Blue. I think it's just the Grand Blue Fantasy IP in general that has the whatever. It's a gacha game. It's not available on iPhone, which sucks. I think it's a Japan only game, and that's. I mean, I it is what it is. I think it sucks just because I would have really preferred to play it, but it is what it is. They ended up not releasing it in America. So if you have I almost said iPad. If you have an Android, you can get it on your phone. Unfortunately, iPhone people can't really get it on our phones. But that's neither here nor there. I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to talk about. Yeah, man, I'm surprised. I guess they didn't want to. They wanted to have more objective things when it comes to what is similar to fighting games and gacha games. But man, if you are a coomer like me, and I am a major one, there are a lot of waifus in these fighting games, especially when you get to more anime style games like Grand Blue or what is it called, or Guilty Gear. Like, my favorite characters are Baiken, Giovanna, Elfelt, and then when you get into Grand Blue, it's like it's 2B, like the actual 2B, like 2B was put into Guilty Gear. I don't know why. She's in like 15 different fighting games. They put her into that. And yeah, I always I always look at the characters. I'm like, okay, this character roster is cool, but who's the hot girl? And that's how I actually got into becoming a Baiken main when I first played Baiken, before I ended up switching to Elfelt. And then, just because I needed to have someone who was meta, I ended up playing Kai for a bit. But that's here and there. I'm just rambling, honestly. This is all very incoherent and not at all structured in any kind of way. I just really like talking about fighting games and gacha games. So being able to connect these two, as you know, me, I am the self-appointed representative of the gacha game community and the fighting game community at the same time. Capcom comes to me personally and asks if I think this collaboration was good, and I personally signed off on it, which is totally real and not something I just made up on the fly. I actually hope that there are a little bit more gacha players that would get into fighting games, because I think they would really like it, especially more of the more fun ones, like or not fun, the more casual ones like Guilty Gear, or you can try hard, you can sweat in Tekken, or go 50-50 in Streets. I think people would really enjoy it. Probably Tecton would enjoy it. I don't think Tecton actually likes him. I want to play Gacha though. I want to play Gacha Smack in a game of. I don't think he plays Guilty Gear. I don't know if he plays Strive. If he plays Strive, I'd like to play him. I think Io also plays fighting games, so I want to see him in the ring. I want to see these boys. We do a best of 5, dude. We'll see how that goes. But I mean, if you enjoy my ramblings, of course, comment, like, and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think. Are you guys also fighting game community members? Who here is actually another FGC player like myself, like Gacha Smack, like any other people who are big into fighting games? Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for this for Street Fighter Zone Zero collab? I would like to see. I don't even know what I would want to see. I would want to see something a lot better than the Spy X Family collab. The Spy X Family collab was absolute dog. I hope they don't just put character created costumes in it, and they actually put some effort into this collab, because I would love to see the fighting game community and the gacha game community come together, and we just sit together and simp over our waifus and talk about who's got biggest tits in the game. Baiken definitely top tier in my opinion. That's why I love playing her. People would think it's because she's a tough, brooding samurai, which is part of it, but I also love that she has massive milkers. But you know what? That's neither here nor there. Chat room, tell me what you guys think. Are you guys gonna pay? I encourage anyone to play a fighting game and comment, like, and subscribe, and I will catch you gamers in the next one. I might react to this whole video. It's a whole 30-minute video, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, bye.